Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. And let me go back to you, because those are the comments from the head of the European Council, the head of the European Parliament, the top European diplomat, the Spanish Prime Minister. They say this war needs an exit, and we're now seeing major escalation, having huge economic repercussions. This war needs an exit. You heard it yourself. How do you respond to that?
That we need diplomacy when it comes to Iran. But Iran, with their terror regime that has been really dictating what's happening in the Middle East, sending money and arms to their proxies all over the Middle East, undermining, even in Europe, terrorism that has been going on, and developing their nuclear program. There's no time now anymore for diplomacy. And we are winning the war in diminishing their military capabilities.
And sir, when you say we are winning the war, what does that mean? What does victory mean in the eyes of Israel?
Well, we have to take out their nuclear program. We have to get rid of their missile program. We have to stop their assistance sending money to the proxies. They sent $1 billion last year to Hezbollah, and to the Houthis they send money, and to Iraq and everyone else. And they have to stop terrorizing their own people. You know, now there is the Nowruz festival in Iran, and the people there cannot go out freely and celebrate.
But, sir, you know, a few weeks ago I spoke with your foreign minister, Gideon Sar, who said ultimately it comes down to the Iranian people to decide who leads them. But Israel wants to create the conditions on the ground for regime change. What we're seeing now, however, is retaliation from Iran, a mess in the energy market. The regime is still in place, doubling down, and we're not seeing protests. So, again, I ask you, how are you winning the war?
Well, the regime is weak. We have taken out their military leaders, and they are now really, I think, much weaker than they were 3 weeks ago. Their nuclear program cannot continue. Their missile program cannot continue. The people are there, have been suffering for so many years, and I think that we will see some change in Iran.
What do you mean by that? We're going to see some changes in Iran. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's about time that this regime is weakened in a way that the people there can say what they want for their own future. It's not up to Israel to decide what is their future, but definitely this regime of terror has really got to go.
Okay, and I ask you, what do you mean by that? Because today, once again, we heard from the president of the U.S. Giving a timeline that is at times erratic, saying this will end soon, no troops on the ground, and also saying the goals will be met, but it's unclear what it means for the U.S., and also saying that Israel cannot hit energy fields in the Middle East. Do you see that as the U.S. now unhappy, calling you out?
Yes, so... First of all, Maria, I'd like to tell you what happened just 2 days ago when the Iranians sent missiles on Jerusalem and debris fell on the holy places in Jerusalem, on the Holy Sepulchre, on the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and on the Temple Mount, the Kotel. And I don't hear the world calling out the Iranians for terrorizing Israel civilians and terrorizing 12 countries in the Middle East. What about them shooting towards Europe, towards Cyprus, towards Turkey? Why do we not hear people say to Iran, stop terrorizing your own people, the region, stop trying to stop the oil going through the Hormuz Straits, doing these things that are terrorizing the world? It's about time that Iran stops their behavior, and we see a change there.
So you say, why is the world not calling this out? Does that mean that you're alone, ultimately? We've seen today European leaders still saying this needs to stop, this escalation. The Spanish Prime Minister is saying this war is illegal. Do you feel alone?
No, we definitely do not feel alone. The United States and Israel is in this war together, and we have a lot of support internationally. We hear a lot of calls on diplomacy from the Europeans. I think this is not time for diplomacy. This is time to really end diplomacy and to start seeing a change in Iran.
Well, Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us on Euronews today.